dear audience, it's me, Vicky again, wishing all of you lots of inspiration and abundant health so you can continue enjoying and exploring many meaningful experiences with us. Welcome to AI Travel, where we explore the world through the lens of technology and creativity. We truly hope to have your companionship on. Your ideas and contributions mean so much to us. They help shape our content and inspire our future journeys. We sincerely. This is Ho Chi, a strategic gateway northwest of Ho Chi Minh City, where geography shaped resistance. Ho Chi sits near vital river corridors, allowing movement, concealment, and supply under dense natural cover. This land is dominated by laterite soil, hard when dry, but stable enough to carve and hold underground structures. Its structural integrity made it ideal for tunneling, unlike loose or sandy environments that would collapse easily. Multiple soil layers here allowed the creation of multi-level tunnels, each depth serving a different survival function. Dense vegetation above acted as natural camouflage, hiding all signs of human activity from aerial detection. The flat terrain combined with uniform soil color made entrances nearly impossible to detect. The Viet Cong used this to their advantage. Seasonal climate here, hot, humid, and monsoon-driven, forced the tunnels to be engineered for drainage and airflow. The first tunnels were simple survival shelters, dug by hand during the resistance against colonial forces. From these conditions, geography, soil, and war necessity, the Ho Chi tunnel system was born and evolved into a vast underground network. This soil hardens over time, creating natural reinforcement without concrete. Curved tunnel geometry helped disperse blast energy from bombs above. Ventilation shafts were carefully positioned to maintain oxygen without revealing their location. The network design reflects both geography and strategy, confusing, layered, and highly adaptive. Different depths correspond to different threat levels, shaped by the intensity of warfare over time. Above ground, nothing reveals what lies beneath. This is total environmental integration. Even subtle elevation differences were used to guide water flow and prevent flooding inside tunnels. Dry season hardness made excavation labor-intensive, but ensured long-term durability. During the rainy season, expansion and drainage systems became critical for survival. The tunnels were not built at once. They evolved over decades, shaped by both land and war. Over time, repeated use polished the tunnel walls, reducing friction and improving movement efficiency. Subtle gradients were intentionally designed to manage water flow during heavy monsoon rains. Certain zones were expanded into chambers, carefully placed in areas where soil density was highest. Entrances to chambers were minimized to preserve structural strength and limit exposure. Color variations in soil layers helped identify depth and stability during excavation. Tunnel dimensions were intentionally restrictive to favor those familiar with the terrain. Constant movement compacted the soil further, naturally strengthening the tunnel floor. Air circulation patterns were influenced by both natural terrain and engineered ventilation points. Sharp turns were used to block shock waves and prevent direct line-of-sight entry. Every detail, from slope to curvature, was shaped by the interaction between soil properties and survival needs. Over decades, natural compression increased the tunnel's durability without artificial reinforcement. Arched ceilings distribute pressure more evenly, reducing the risk of collapse under heavy loads above. Denser soil zones were intentionally selected for critical pathways to ensure maximum structural safety. Branching complexity increased over time as the network expanded in response to strategic needs. Elevation shifts inside the tunnels mirrored subtle terrain variations above ground. Escape shafts were positioned based on surface geography to ensure quick and hidden exits. Vegetation above influenced tunnel placement, as root systems helped stabilize upper layers. Moisture levels varied with depth and season, requiring constant adaptation in tunnel maintenance. This system evolved organically, expanding in response to both land conditions and wartime pressure. Geography, soil, and survival needs combined to shape one of the most resilient underground systems ever built. The stability of this soil made long-term underground life possible. Geological stability allowed the tunnel network to expand gradually without destroying earlier sections. The natural ecosystem above helped reinforce the structure rather than weaken it. Each deeper level was created in response to increasing pressure from warfare. These exits were positioned according to terrain logic, not random placement. The flat geography above made the hidden system even more effective. This entire region became a natural protective layer for the underground network. Without this unique soil structure, the tunnels would never have survived decades of conflict. Geography, soil, and history combined here to create something truly extraordinary. The Ho Chi tunnels were not just built, they were shaped by the land itself. Life here required constant adaptation to extreme confinement and limited resources. People slept in shifts, using minimal space to conserve energy and maintain readiness. Every square meter underground was optimized for both survival and function. Cooking had to be invisible. Smoke was filtered and dispersed to avoid detection. Humidity and heat made conditions physically exhausting, requiring strong endurance. Basic medical care was performed underground with extremely limited tools and supplies. Oxygen supply depended entirely on carefully hidden ventilation systems. Tunnel dimensions favored those trained to move efficiently in confined spaces. Navigation required memorization. There were no maps, only experience and instinct. Survival here was not just physical. It demanded discipline, coordination, and resilience every single moment. Food was strictly rationed, often limited to simple roots and preserved supplies. Supplies were distributed across multiple hidden compartments to prevent total loss. Even rest areas were designed to remain concealed and structurally safe. Constant motion helped maintain readiness and prevented physical stiffness in confined conditions. Water management was critical, with every drop carefully preserved and protected. Temperature variations inside the tunnels influenced where people stayed and rested. Sharp turns slowed movement, but also increased safety during unexpected encounters. Information was passed quietly and efficiently, often without written records. Physical endurance was essential. Every movement required control and discipline. Silence was a survival rule. Every sound could reveal a position. Rest was brief and controlled, always balanced with readiness. People carried only what was essential,
reducing weight and clutter.
Movement required precision. Rushing could lead to injury or noise. Coordination between individuals relied on trust and strict discipline. Breathing conditions varied, and people adapted by rotating positions within the tunnel.
Every curve in the tunnel affected both airflow and movement strategy.
Quick decision-making was critical when navigating complex tunnel networks. Clean pathways reduced risk and allowed faster movement when needed. Survival here depended on discipline, awareness, and complete control over body and environment. Mental endurance was as important as physical strength in these confined conditions. Moments of silence were used to regain focus and maintain psychological stability. Group presence helped reduce isolation, even in extremely limited space. Familiarity with the tunnel layout reduced stress and improved reaction time. Awareness of external sound was critical for anticipating danger. People adapted their positions constantly to maintain comfort and alertness. Spatial memory allowed fast navigation even in total darkness. Emotional control was essential to avoid panic in confined spaces. Long-term survival required strict routines, repeated every day without deviation. Every item had a fixed place to ensure efficiency, even in darkness. Efficiency in movement reduced fatigue and conserved energy. Predictable pathways allowed faster coordination during urgent situations. Transitions between spaces were carefully memorized to avoid disorientation. Environmental awareness guided where to rest, move, or stay alert. Every individual contributed to maintaining the system's functionality. Shared responsibility ensured survival for the entire group. This underground life demanded complete synchronization between people and environment. Survival in the Ho Chi tunnels was a system of discipline, intelligence, and unity shaped by extreme conditions. Despite overwhelming technological advantage, eliminating this tunnel system proved extremely difficult. The tunnels were too narrow and irregular for conventional military equipment to operate effectively. Sharp turns blocked visibility and reduced the effectiveness of direct assault. Limited space neutralized numerical superiority and advanced weaponry. Even when sections were discovered, the network extended far beyond immediate reach. The complexity of the network made mapping and control nearly impossible. Attempts to locate tunnels from the surface often failed due to effective camouflage. The durability of laterite soil allowed tunnels to withstand significant external pressure. Bombing campaigns rarely achieved complete destruction due to the depth and layering of the system. This underground network turned technological superiority into a strategic limitation. Standard search operations struggled because entrances were nearly invisible. Surface camouflage prevented reliable detection even during close inspection.
Vertical connections allowed rapid disappearance between levels during pursuit. Irregular tunnel paths disrupted any attempt at systematic clearing. Even captured sections revealed only fragments of a much larger network. Branching density forced intruders into confusion and disorientation.
Physical constraints limited how long external forces could operate underground.
Layered depth reduced the impact of surface-level destruction attempts. Layered depth reduced the impact of surface-level destruction attempts. Structural resilience made repeated destruction efforts ineffective. Even with advanced detection methods, identifying the full extent of the tunnels remained impossible. The irregular geometry disrupted both movement and line of sight, reducing operational effectiveness. Unexpected intersections created constant uncertainty during underground operations. Limited maneuverability forced external forces into highly vulnerable positions.
Depth variations protected key areas from surface-level destruction.
Critical spaces were placed where soil strength was highest.
Attempts to isolate sections failed because of hidden connections between layers.
Hidden exits allowed rapid relocation, preventing long-term control of any area.
The tunnels constantly adapted, evolving faster than they could be neutralized. In the end, the Ho Chi tunnels transformed technological superiority into a strategic disadvantage. This place has become a symbol of guerrilla warfare at its most effective. Here, limited resources were transformed into strategic strength. The design reflects a philosophy of using simplicity to overcome complexity. This environment neutralized technological superiority and redefined the balance of power. Collective effort turned this underground space into a resilient base of resistance.
Collective effort turned this underground space into a resilient base of resistance.
Flexibility and adaptability allowed smaller forces to outmaneuver larger ones.
Improvised methods here proved capable of countering advanced systems. This was not just engineering. It was strategic thinking embedded into the terrain.
Layered defense created resilience against repeated external pressure. This system stands as a legendary example of asymmetric warfare where ingenuity overcame material disadvantage. This system represents how strategy can outweigh sheer firepower. Every constraint here was transformed into a tactical advantage.
Complex pathways allowed smaller units to control movement within confined space.
Decentralized structure made the system resilient against targeted attacks. Even with limited tools, construction here achieved long-term durability. Shape and structure were optimized for both defense and survival. Mobility in tight environments shifted the advantage toward those who knew the terrain. Knowledge of environment became a decisive factor in asymmetric conflict.
Layered design ensured continuity of operations under constant pressure.
This was a system where intelligence, adaptability, and unity defined success. This underground network redefined what it means to resist a technologically superior force.
Here, simplicity was not a limitation. It was a strategic advantage. The terrain itself became part of the defensive system.
Interconnectivity ensured that no single point of failure could collapse the entire system. This space represents collective effort transformed into strategic resilience. Restricted movement forced a new kind of tactical thinking.
Adaptation here was continuous, evolving with every challenge faced.
Durability came not from materials alone, but from understanding the land. Layer by layer, this system absorbed pressure and sustained resistance. The Ho Chi tunnels stand as a legendary model of asymmetric warfare, where ingenuity, unity, and environment overcame overwhelming force.
Today, visitors can step into this space and experience a small part of life underground.
Some tunnels have been carefully expanded to allow safe exploration without losing authenticity. Here, you can observe how people once lived, worked, and endured under extreme conditions.
Even with adjustments, the confined scale still reflects the reality of the past. Visitors are invited to understand not just the structure, but the human experience behind it.
These details highlight the ingenuity that made survival possible. Walking through these tunnels offers a deeper appreciation of resilience and determination. This is only a small glimpse of what people endured during wartime.
Emerging from the tunnels often leaves a lasting emotional impression.
This experience honors the courage and sacrifice of those who once lived and fought here. As you walk here, every step connects you to a powerful history beneath the ground. These walls hold stories of endurance that go far beyond what we can see.
Visitors can witness how life was organized in extremely limited space. Even a short journey inside offers insight into the intensity of wartime conditions.
This silence invites reflection on the sacrifices made here.
Every detail you see was part of a larger system designed for survival.
Experiencing this environment builds a deeper respect for human resilience. Though adapted for visitors, the essence of the original system remains. Stepping back into daylight often brings a renewed perspective on peace and history.
We invite you to visit, to learn, and to remember the courage and sacrifice that shaped this place.
From stories of resilience and courage to their influence on modern historical awareness, the Ho Chi tunnels remain a living legacy. We truly hope for your support and companionship on this journey. You can help our channel grow through your thoughtful comments. Your support means everything to us. Every comment, every like, and every share helps us continue creating meaningful content and spreading these journeys further. Dear audience, please note that all content presented on this channel is for informational and reference purposes only. Some visuals in this
We would like to kindly inform our viewers that this channel provides content for general reference and inspiration. Certain images may be AI generated.
Please be aware that the information shared in this video is intended for reference purposes only. Some of the visuals you see may be created by AI.
Thank you for joining us on this journey. We hope to continue exploring, learning, and sharing many more meaningful destinations together.